And then the worst president in the history of our country took over. And look what happened to our country. What happened?
On Saturday, July 13th, I went down to Butler, Pennsylvania to see former U.S. President and Republican presidential nominee Donald Trump at his rally. I went down with my brothers to get content for this show. We wanted to hear from Americans about why they were voting for Trump and what they thought about Joe Biden. We never expected to witness an assassination attempt on former U.S. President Donald Trump that day. We arrived early. The mood was very upbeat as thousands of people trickled in. I have never seen a political rally of such magnitude. We began interviewing from people to hear about why they were voting for Trump. We heard things like, I like his stance on the economy, or I like his policies on the border crisis. It was an extremely hot day. It felt like 34 degrees Celsius that day, but that didn't deter the thousands of people who were eager to hear their former and perhaps future president speak that day. I was fortunate enough to be in the media booth where I had shade and water, but I saw multiple people in the crowd pass out. Medics were quick to arrive on scene. Finally, at around 6 p.m., we heard that the former president had arrived and that Donald Trump would soon take the stage. I rushed to the front of the media tent, eager to get the best possible view of the president, who I had never heard speak before and was admittedly very curious and excited to see. The president hadn't been speaking for very long, just a couple of minutes, talking about the state of disrepair in America under current U.S. President Joe Biden, when shots began to ring out across the crowd just to the left of me. The audience immediately fell to their knees, as did Donald Trump, who was quickly swarmed by Secret Service agents, who jumped on top of the president to protect him, an incredible act of bravery. For a couple of seconds, nobody moved. And I honestly wondered to myself in that moment whether Donald Trump had been killed. A couple moments later, his Secret Service agents rose to the ground, as did Donald Trump. I could see the blood trickling from his ear, and yet he pushed his arm through his agents and began pumping it in the air, chanting, "Fight, fight, fight." The crowd returned in kind, cheering for their nominee and chanting, "USA, USA." The president was then whisked away. It would take a little while to learn exactly what had happened. For a bit, there was speculation that maybe we had only heard fireworks go off. Maybe the president was bleeding because of how hard his Secret Service agents tackled him. We would soon learn that the president had in fact been hit by a bullet that grazed his ear, and that he would be okay. One member of the audience was struck and killed by the gunfire, an American patriot and volunteer firefighter, and at least 2 others were critically hurt. As I walked out of the grounds, I was in shock. I looked over at my brothers and I realized all the footage we had captured that day was obsolete. Nobody cared about Joe Biden anymore, or whether Donald Trump's policies on the border or the economy were better. The story was now what had happened that day. Did security fail? And how did a shooter get just 150 yards from a former president? Close enough to shoot him in the ear and to kill an American patriot. How did the American people feel about what had happened? How did they feel about the division in their country, and how would that heal? And where do we go from here? I asked all those questions and more, and you'll hear them next. I'm Rachel Parker, and this is Rachel in the Republic. What happened? Do you even know if it was a gunshot?
People thought it was fireworks, and I thought it was fireworks because I looked over. I was right by the fence, not too far from the fence, and all of a sudden, bang, 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 bang. It was like 5 shots or 6 shots total.
Yeah, we're about 50 feet from the bleachers, and we heard pop, 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 pop. Well, I thought it was firecrackers going off, and I'm thinking, why are there firecrackers? And then I looked at the stage, and about 6 Secret Service guys had already jumped onto Trump.
We were literally like 20 feet away, so there were 2 people that were shot in the stands that were down, so they came and grabbed them and took them out, but we thought they were the shooters, so it was a lot of confusion.
Bullets went about 20 yards over me, ricocheted off the John Deere, I believe, and there was a gentleman shot not far from me, but it was crazy. That's amazing.
So you saw someone got shot?
Well, yeah, they brought the guy down out of the grandstand. He was shot. Yes, and then there were people all over the ground.
I'm livid. Like, everybody was having a good time getting along here, supporting each other, the fellowship, the energy, and then all of a sudden you have this evilness come over, and like the sense of fear just wiped over everybody.
We all hit
And
the grass.
everybody hit the grass so fast, but the way they came together around President Trump and how everybody hugged each other in the stands, I just can't believe this happened here today.
I mean, it's scary. You know, 1 minute you're selling food and just trying to get by for the rest of the day, and next minute you hear shots. I told everybody, I said, go in the car, go in the truck, everybody in the truck, everybody go. That shots fired, go, go, go. And then we stood there and waited, and as people were evacuating, then somebody came up and said, hey, there's a suspicious package, everybody's got to get out now, everybody get out. So I made sure all these guys got out here and we're all safe. So
I feel bad. I feel bad this happened. I feel worse now than after it occurred. I think it's now just starting to get to me, the magnitude of what happened. Incredibly sad day for our country in the United States, that this could occur again, that we can't settle our differences the way they should be settled, through dialogue. Shock, dismay, anger, but also hope and optimism for President Trump based upon the way that I saw him leave the stage.
How do you think this is going to impact the president's campaign? Is he going to be able to hold events like this?
That's a good question. I don't know, because if he can't be secure here with the security he has, how can he be ever now?
Well, I think he's used to taking risks, and with the security around it, I mean, that's a possibility. In fact, I was thinking on the way here, what if somebody would bring a gun? Like they check everything, and I asked security, have you get any contraband yet? And they said, yeah, we got a couple knives and stuff. And I thought, you saw the list. Don't bring that stuff. Don't be stupid.
No, nothing will stop them. See this? Never surrender.
I think it would obviously be prudent. We are not going to see wide open rallies like this anymore. Or I would assume that we would not. But I can't imagine he's going to stop campaigning. I just think that the level of security for him will be raised to the highest bar. Everything cleared for conceivable distances. He's going to continue campaigning. The last thing he's going to do is hide out in his basement and campaign from there like Joe Biden does.
This has never happened. Last time this has happened in my lifetime was Ronald Reagan. I was a boy. This is just crazy. I don't know what they'll go for the convention being this upcoming week. I'm just glad that everyone's safe here, and again, pray for those who were actually hit with the bullets.
And with Trump coming out in that moment and putting his fist up, what do you think that says about him?
I did happen to get that on my video, that he, at first, I thought maybe he was in bad shape, but I did get him. I saw that, and that makes me feel good.
A lot of people were turning towards the media and yelling shame on you afterwards. Do you think the media is to blame in part for this, or at all?
No, I don't think the media is to blame at all. I really don't. I just think it's the brainwashing of, they see the right as the evil and against everything. That just shows you right there that that's not what it is. If anything, there was so much love here and so much compassion for everybody. That should show what we stand for and what we're about.
No, I don't know anything about the media. I don't know what they didn't do anything. What are they doing? Well, I don't know what they're talking about with the shame. That was probably before or after. Media didn't do anything but records like you guys are doing right now.
The media have been lying about Trump for how long now? The 4 years he was in and the 4 years that or 3.5 years he hasn't been in. This is who we blame, the media. They've carried on this narrative that is fake. It's a hoax. And then Biden and all this, he's a felon, taking him to court. That's all a hoax. None of it is true. And that's why these sort of things are going to happen.
A lot of people just don't even follow mainstream media anymore. They follow YouTube and different channels and people who actually do the research and, are at the events and, follow what's going on.
I'm only laying the blame at the feet of the shooters or shooter, whoever they are. I'm not blaming anybody else. I think the Secret Service always does as fantastic a job as they can protecting the people that they are supposed to protect, and balancing that need for protection with the need for the public for access and for their protectees to do what they need to do politically in our realm.
If the shooter came from that area right there and no one cleared that room, no one cleared that building right there, that's no good. That's no good. Someone failed. Someone needs to get fired.
So you think people need to be taken responsible for this, like his Secret Service?
I don't know who, but whoever's responsible for clearing that area where the sniper was or where the shooter was, and someone didn't do it. Why? What? I don't know what. Someone messed up.
Just horrifying. And there were snipers on the roof, so it's like, how did they not see wherever these gunshots were coming from? Like, people were definitely hit by bullets, and then there were other people near us that had the bullets just miss their heads. They could hear them swishing over their heads.
I don't know how the hell the guy got up there. They said that. They said they got the guy. I don't know. I heard Trump got hit in the ear, but not in a million years would I expect something like this to happen.
I'm not surprised it happened. I figured that somebody would make an attempt on him. I mean, they're trying to take away his Secret Service for a while there.
What are you feeling about the state of the country that someone came and showed this? Is my understanding this has never happened.
Messed up. It's really messed up that the state of the country's at this phase in our country right now. I hope we can fight through this.
The evilness in the world today, that somebody would come here on such an innocent event and shoot at the president, shoot at whoever, and not have that, like, there's no conscience whatsoever.
There's a lot of bad people in this country, and it's obvious. Everyone said they were going to take a shot at him, and today was their day. They tried.
Where do you think you go from here?
Nowhere but up. He's still going to keep nowhere but up. He's still going to keep running. He'll still be our president. Yeah, he'll get things back in order.
As a nation, we've just got to focus on solving our differences in a better manner. This is not the way. It's not the way. Everybody knows this is not the way.
Getting Trump in office is going to heal this country. That's how I feel.
Okay, everyone, that's all we have time for today. Thank you so much for tuning in to this very special episode. I hope you appreciated the content that I was able to capture in the moments following the failed assassination attempt of former U.S. President and Republican presidential nominee. He will be confirmed this week at the RNC, and we'll have more content for you guys on that this week. I hope to see you then. God bless.